Hi friends, and welcome back to Gardening Suburbia. My name is Amanda and I'm a homesteader here in Cincinnati, Ohio, Zone 6. Today I'm going to try to tackle getting my stuff planted. It is raining right now, so I'm going to try to find you guys some cover so I can get some of these things planted because it is Memorial Day weekend. And typically I would have had already planted out all of my plants, all of these guys, by Mother's Day, which was like 2 weeks ago. But because I'm a busybody and I have markets that I do, I just haven't gotten to it yet, which is okay. The weather has been kind of up and down. We've had some really hot days, some kind of cooler, chillier days. So it is what it is. The other day we went through and started harvesting garlic scapes. The other day I got the rest of them because I had noticed that they were starting to go crazy and the rest of them had started to get their little curls in the scapes. So got that all finished up. I got my market table out here so I could go ahead and spread out all of my plants and see what I had. I'm definitely not planting all of this. This is a combination of things I started for myself as well as plants that I had started for my market at the beginning of the month, really. And I think what I'm going to do is just see what looks the best from both and take the best looking plants. So because I'm so late to the game, a lot of my pepper plants have already started to set off peppers. And I've got tomatoes. I thought there were some tomatoes with flowers, but not quite yet. I think I'm going to kind of experiment this year and not pull off every single flower on some of the, like I'm going to do experiment between peppers that have had all of their flowers taken off and peppers and some that I didn't take anything off of, just to kind of see the difference between the two. It is typically said that you want to remove the flowers and any of the fruit from the plant before planting so that those plants focus all of that energy on setting roots, because we don't want them to just put all the energy towards peppers. But it's a mixed bag. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a little experiment and see the difference. Probably just on one variety and two plants that we can kind of see back to back. I have no clue where I'm planting anything. I said I was going to take the time and actually figure that out. I didn't. That's okay. I do know that I really want tons of bell peppers and jalapenos because that is what I commonly use most in my kitchen. But the best thing about growing a garden is that you get to decide what you plant based on what you like to eat. So I set a few things out yesterday, and this is what I'm thinking. Here in this fabric raised bed that I have, it is about 8 feet by 4 feet, I want to say. In this bed, I have yarrow, which has been established for a couple years. I have some carrots that are going to seed, which I might pull this one and just leave one single. I don't need 2 carrots producing seed. We've had tons and tons of volunteers, which are absolutely welcome in my garden. Volunteers are essentially just plants from the previous year that dropped seed and they stayed in the soil dormant over winter, and then once it gets warm enough they start popping up. So here I have tons of little basils. I can't really tell you for sure what varieties these are because I plant a ton. Some of these, I think this one, it's kind of got a fluffy back. Some of them are going to be holy basil. We've got Thai, we've got cinnamon, we've got Genovese, we've got just a whole bunch. So these guys are this area. We have some onions that I planted and just volunteers galore. But I'm thinking we're going to put our jalapenos. Yeah, we've got the early jalapeno here. There's 6 of them. We're going to put these guys in here in this half of the bed because the other half is taken up. And then we've got this big space right here that's empty just random volunteers everywhere. We've got, well, looks like the squirrels dug up this one. So 3 blocks here. We've got a good chunk of this bed, which you can't really tell because it's full of weeds. The back half has onions. So back half is onions. So we're going to put a couple of plants along this area somewhere. And then if we move down to the lower half of the garden, we've got a couple of pots. Well, we've got lots of pots. Lots of pots. And then this entire bed. Well, yeah, this entire bed. The best time to pull weeds or do any type of weeding is after it has rained and the soil has moistened, because all of those weeds just pull out so easy. So much easier than if you wait for the ground to be dry or if it's to be dry. So yesterday I went through and weeded this bed at least. So we've got a good area here for some plants, which I'll probably put my tomatoes in there. Yeah, I think I'll put the tomatoes probably in this bed, in the upper bed. We've got pumpkins that were volunteers from last year. I had a pumpkin that got really rock hard solid, and instead of just tossing it, I tossed the seeds in there, and so now they're coming up. So I guess they're not really volunteers if I put them there, but that's okay. We have all of the beautiful garlic in this bed, so we don't have any space here. Looks like we're starting to get some more garlic scapes. These guys weren't quite ready when I came out again. And then finally, we have my wooden bed here, which it looks like I need to do some maintenance on it. It's a little bit drier. I came through and I pulled all of my brassicas that had gone to seed in here. So we have some more space here. I probably am going to put more peppers in this bed. We've got some broccoli that looks like it needs to be harvested ASAP, because once those flowers start to open, they're not quite as tasty, but these guys look fantastic. So that'll give us a little bit more space. Just in here we have some carrots that I had interseeded, as well as some lettuces. And then last but not least, our green stalk. So we've got brassicas, which we have some open spaces. I planted potatoes on this tier, which it looks like we've got 4. Ew, yeah, and then the devil. Spotted lanternflies are back with a vengeance this year. So we've got 4 potatoes that actually came up. So I could plant 2 things there. So I think anywhere there's an empty spot on this green stalk, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some peppers. Brassicas are getting, yeah, we've got worm damage. Lots and lots of worm damage, unfortunately. Does this guy look good? This guy's looking good. Such a pretty cabbage. So I might have to pull some of those guys out because just the heat is not friendly to them. So we've got 6, 12, probably like 15 or so pockets for peppers. So that'll be good. And I'd like to report Mr. Fig Tree is nice and happy and starting to grow some new growth. They're a little not so friendly friend. All right, so let's get you guys set up. I'm going to get you guys under some cover so you guys are not getting drenched. And I'm gonna get to just placing. Just need to visualize it because it's really hard to see where things are gonna go with spacing when it's all everywhere. My backyard is a mess. Welcome. Welcome to my mess. I don't know if you guys can hear the music. We've got some Latin music in the background. It's a vibe. So for the green stalk, I'm thinking pimento peppers, shishito peppers, So we've got 3 shishitos. I'm gonna take all of those down there. I'm gonna grab a tray. We've got our green stock tray. So we've got 3 shishitos. We're gonna do, what did I say? Pimentos. So this year I started a pepper plant from seed that I had saved. It is not going to be a true variety because I don't believe that I actually did the proper bagging of the flowers to make sure that they didn't cross-pollinate, which is okay because it's for my own use. It's not for reselling, which is why you would want to do it. Make sure that you're doing it properly. But it was a sweet, thick-skinned or thick-walled orange pimento pepper that had crossed itself. So I've got a ton of them. I'm not gonna plant them all, but we've got quite a few. So I'm gonna pick the best looking ones, the ones that look the strongest, the healthiest. Probably gonna do, let's start with 2. I have 4 more of them. We're gonna get our true pimento peppers, which is my Ashe County pimento pepper. And we've got 2 of those guys. No, we have lots of those guys. Let's do 3. All right, I'm gonna get you guys undercover because now it is really raining. All right, so the rain just came for a couple seconds. I have you under the tree. We'll see how long that will last. Let's keep grabbing peppers. I think I'm going to do, so we've got 3, 6, 8. We need, what was it, 15? We have a Hungarian hot wax pepper, so that'll make 9. We'll do 1 Durango Gallo, which I don't think I actually ever got a good one of those last year. So that's 10. And I guess we'll just do the rest in Ashe County pimentos. 2, 4, 5. Alright. So this is going to be our green stock. I'm going to go ahead and take that over and then we're going to get our next tray for the next area. Alright, for the wooden bed, we're gonna do our bell peppers. Oh, there's another banana. I'm gonna actually add that to the green stock. We've got chocolate beauty bells, which are just a purpley brown bell pepper. Ooh, spider. All right, friend. Yep. Okay. So just a color. It's not flavor. So we got chocolate beauty bell. We have tons of these. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we do have more. We may plant more. We'll see what happens. And then we have some Emerald Giant. Got 4 of those guys. All right. Might as well just take them all over there. Emerald Giants. All right. I might not plant all of these in that bed, but I'm gonna take all of these down there and just kind of see what we're feeling. I have just a handful of the pumpkin spice jalapeno. Some of these look really good, some look pretty bad. So they're okay, but that guy is puny. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plant 2 per pot in some smart pots that I have. The smart pots are probably like a, let's say like a 12-inch pot. Pepper plants like to hold hands, as some people like to say. So you can kind of plant them a little closer together. I'm gonna go ahead and plant 2 per pot because these are puny. I think I'm gonna keep the puny ones together so that the large one doesn't outshine or take up all of the sunshine from the really small one. But I'm just gonna put them in some smart pots. What other peppers do I have? So I have 3 more varieties of peppers. The last 3 varieties of peppers that I have are the Ishvarsky, the Mulatto Islano, and the Durango Gallo, which I think we put one in the green stock. I don't know. That's okay. So I think I'm going to do a mashup. So I have a metal barrel. Got mud on my face. I've got a metal barrel currently with some greens, lettuce greens that I planted really close together so that they would be like little baby greens. Because it's gonna get really hot here pretty soon, I'm gonna go ahead and plant some pepper plants in this with the hopes that the pepper plants will grow big and kind of give those greens shade. So I think I'm gonna plant those 3 different varieties, 1 per variety in this pot. So let's go ahead and grab some of those guys. Let's grab the best looking ones of them all. So we've got an Ishvarsky. Let's do this guy. We've got Mulatto Islano, and then, yeah, that looks good, the Durango Gallo. And these guys look really good. I mean, that's a huge pepper for this little baby plant to be putting off. It's insane. All right, I'm gonna put you guys down so I don't drop plants. In the pot next to this metal one right there, I put another Durango Gallo, and what I'm gonna do is in that fabric pot, I'm gonna take the mature peppers and flowers off of that plant and leave the peppers and flowers on this plant. And we're gonna go ahead and see how they do, just as a little experiment for us. All right, so I think that's all of our pepper plants placed, at least. So the last thing, so we just need to go ahead and get all of our tomatoes placed. That does leave a ton of pepper plants left over. I will probably ask my sister if she needs any others of these guys, because it's a lot of plants. If not, I'll go ahead and post them on Facebook Marketplace and just see if people want to come and pick them up. I hope you guys don't mind the rain. I don't. So I'm gonna go and get some more stuff finished. Alright, so for the upper in-ground bed, I'm going to put my Brandywine Red and my Brandywine Yellow. These are a potato leaf, which makes them cool. You see their leaves. Hopefully that's in view. And then I'm going to put 2 Paul Robinsons. These are my absolute favorite meaty beefsteak type tomato. They are beautiful. They have a purplish reddish coloring on their shoulders. They have kind of this light smoky flavor, which I love in tomato sauce. And I really need to up my storage or my pantry storage of tomato sauce this year because I have 0. So these guys are going to go in the upper in-ground bed over here. In that bed I have room for 1 more tomato, so I'm going to go ahead and put a Cherokee Purple. This one is very similar to the Paul Robinson in color and size. It will get a deeper purple if the tomatoes themselves are exposed to sunlight. The more sunlight, the more they turn purple. Just basically has anthocyanins in the tomato. Anthocyanins are the chemical compound that make blueberries blue. In my small fabric bed, I'm going to go ahead and plant out my East 55 and a German Johnson. In the in-ground bed just behind that fabric bed, I'm going to go ahead and put all of my paste-like tomatoes. I have Napoli, I have the Gladiator Hybrid, which I think is the only hybrid tomato that I have in my garden this year. And then I also have some San Marzano paste tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and spread these guys out. Of course, there are mulberries in every single pot. Of course. These were started March 7th, and there are little babies trying to pop up right now. So these guys are going to go in the in-ground portion. Now, some of these look a little sad, but that's okay. This is a mashup of German Johnson, Paul Robinson. We've got a plain beefsteak, ox heart tomato, which was just a little like, is this an ox heart? Is that the shape? It's a little bit larger than a paste tomato, but smaller than a beefsteak. We've got Costoluto Genovese, and then a few San Marzanos. These are all going to go into that bottom brick bed that I have between all of that garlic I have. So this is the last portion of the tomatoes. Everything left, I'm either gonna find a pot for it or it's gonna get to go somewhere else. So probably not today, but soon I will get all of my pots arranged in a pretty manner. Right now they're not in a pretty manner. I just squished them all together so that they were all in one area so I could see them all. But we've got the majority of things placed where I think I want them to go, besides the fact that I just realized I have these 4 plus 2, because these onions can probably get removed. So probably another 8 more spots for plants, whether those be dahlias, because I still have dahlias to plant, or more tomatoes, which I'm always apt for, or up for having more tomatoes. But we've got tomatoes placed approximately where they'll be going. We've got trays, whether they're a mess or not, next to where they're going to be going. Obviously I need to mow, but it is raining, so that's not going to happen today. All of our peppers, more peppers in spaces next to where they need to go. More tomatoes, peppers. I'm going to keep planting. I'm going to put you guys away so I don't mess my phone up, because that would be not an expense I can take right now. But I hope you guys are enjoying your Memorial Day weekend, whether it's rain like I'm having here in Cincinnati, or it is a beautiful sunshiny day. Thank you guys for joining me in my garden on the rainy days, on the sunny days, on the cloudy days. I will post a video up here for you guys to enjoy until my next upload, but until then, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you guys in the next one.